Task scheduler plays an important role in software industry. Most often we need to run few tasks, few services at regular interval for particular moment of time, and most often this is pretty static and does not require human intervention. So we need to have some facility, some instruction so that it gets triggered automatically. Spring task scheduler. Sprint task scheduler is one such way with which we can achieve this. We can schedule a particular task for a particular moment of time, which will execute at regular interval. So we are going to see the details and application of below annotations like scheduled, enable scheduling, async, and enable async. Let's see about scheduled annotation. An annotation that marks a method to be scheduled. Exactly one of the below attributes must be specified. So these are the attributes of this scheduled annotation. One of these must be specified. Fixed delay, fixed rate, initial delay, cron, and others. So what is the difference between these? Fixed delay. If you have mentioned fixed delay of 1 minute, so that particular task will get executed at every 1 minute, and this 1 minute interval starts from end of the execution. This is important. The moment first scheduled task is completed, from then 1 minute is calculated and then next one is started. Okay. And fixed rate also takes interval to take into account, but the difference is it does not wait for the previous one to complete. It gets started after a particular that time gets passed, that 1 minute that you have mentioned. Okay, if that is not complete, if the previous task is not complete, the next task gets queued. Only next task gets queued, and the moment previous one is completed, automatically that gets triggered immediately. Init delay, it gives you the facility to mention initial delay that you can specify. After this task should start, and then fixed delay or fixed date you can mention. Cron, we can give cron expression to schedule the job. Cron is very important and play a nice role in scheduling the task. You can go ahead this cron maker and know more about it. Fixed delay string, fixed rate string, and init delay string are same as fixed delay, fixed rate, but they take argument in string form. We will see in a while. Some conditions for method that is annotated at schedule. The method at which you have annotated at schedule should take no arguments, otherwise system will throw an exception, and no return type. If you have mentioned the return type of the method, it will be ignored, simply ignored by the scheduler. And processing of at scheduled annotation is performed by registering a scheduled annotation being post processor. This is the internal functioning of a string. So enable scheduling. It enables Spring's schedule task execution capability. Okay, this enables detection of scheduled annotation on any Spring managed bean in the container. So it will scan the beans in a Spring application, and anything it gets at scheduled annotation, it will mark as that task as scheduled one and will trigger that one at regular interval as configured in at scheduled. Enable async, it enables Spring asynchronous method execution. Asynchronous simply means if you are calling a method or a service, it it is not waiting for the return cursor or return something. It just gets executed and it calls that service that you do for me. I do not want to know how you do it. I do not want any response. At async, annotation that marks a method as a candidate for asynchronous execution. Okay, so any method that you want to get executed asynchronously, you just annotate that method with async. It can also be used at the type level, at class level also. So in that case, all the methods inside that class will be treated as asynchronous. In terms of target method signatures, any parameter types are supported, and return type is constrained to either void or future. So any task that you are annotating with add async, it should have return no return type means void or one return type of future. Okay, so these are the references that you can go ahead. Now the time to see the live coding and application of this scheduler. So let me go ahead to spring starter io and create a simple application. So I'm taking gradle project java 216, just this is java, and name it task scheduler, and only one dependency I need for this Spring Web starter. So let's go ahead and generate the project. Okay, so let me go ahead here and extract it. Okay, so I have got this. So let me open this project. I'm opening this with IntelliJ IDEA. So it's open now. Use auto import. Just check it. Okay, and this is the application that is opening. So we will see here the annotations that just explained you. So close, cancel. So the application task scheduling syncing, so it will just download the dependencies that is mentioned in build.gradle. So if I go and see this, spring starter web is the only dependency that is there, and let the build complete. So the dependencies has been downloaded. So let me go to the project structure and see the main class that has been generated by the spring. So this is the main application that it has got. So I just to enable an application to be scheduler, so I just need to use an annotation enable scheduling. I just explained you. So it will look for the some at scheduled annotation that is there in the application context in this application. So delay task, I'm naming this delay task. Okay, and I'm annotating it with at scheduled, and I'll give this some, I can give anything here. So I'll see one, we will see one by one. I'm giving fixed delay of 1000 millisecond. It takes in millisecond, so 1000 millisecond it is taking. So this will be executed after 1000 millisecond. So what I want to print as out, I want to print new date dot. So with this delay task I am going to print date, and from that I am taking seconds, so it will print the seconds, each second there. So just let's go ahead and start the application and see how it is printing. So it will start the application, then after that it will get executed after each 1 second, that is 1000 millisecond. You can see the intervals 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So after each 1 second this is getting triggered time and again. Okay, so just stop the application and then see the fixed delay we saw and see the fixed rate. Okay, fixed rate, and see the difference. So at this moment there will be no difference because the task that I have given it here just to print the second, so it is not taking time. So there will be only 1 second difference. So 55, 56, 57 you are looking at. So 59, 1. So you are seeing each second, after each second it is getting executed. Okay. So let me do one thing, put a sleep on this method. Okay, suppose I am giving sleep of 2000 millisecond, means 2 seconds. So what will happen here? The task is set to get re-triggered at every 1000 millisecond, every 1 second, but the task in execution in itself is taking 2 seconds. So what will happen here? So in case of fixed rate, the first 1 second it will wait for the task, and then immediately after the execution of the task, the next one will be triggered. So let's run and see the output, and it will be clear to you. Okay, so it is running the application, and I can see 14, and then 16, 2000, and then 18, 20. So this is taking 2 seconds. So after that, it is getting queued. So after 2 seconds, each task is getting triggered, right? So 2 seconds, it is taking 34, 36, 38. Okay. So with this sleep, if I changed it to delay, fixed delay of 1000, then let's see what's the difference it makes. Run the application. Okay. 4, 7, see 10. So interval is of 3 seconds because it is waiting the task to get completed, and the interval starts at the end of the execution. So it is taking 2 seconds plus 1 second of delay. So total of 3 seconds delay is there in re-triggering the next task. Okay. So I hope you got the difference, right? So next, move ahead and go to the next one, fixed delay string. Okay. So then it expects the parameter in a string, but the actual application is of this. If I want to configure from out of the application, in this case I am hard coding this in the application itself, and if I want to change this delay, I have to change the application and redeploy it again. I do not want to do that. Then I can externalize this by using the property. So let's do it. I will use $sign, and then I'll give some property, fixed delay dot millis. Okay. Now define this property in application dot property. Open application dot properties and give this fixed delay of 1000. So what will happen now? This value fixed delay will be taken from this application dot properties, which I can configure from outside. So let's create the jar application and then start with this property by giving anything. So I can externalize into a property. So now run the application and see if it is working or not. So I'm running. So fixed delay in millis will be taken from application dot properties. If there will be any problem in getting this value, it will throw an exception. So everything is fine. So it is working fine. So 18, 21, and 24. So this way you can use fixed delay string, and similarly fixed rate string also you can use it. Use that also. Let's just do that and let me know if you see any problem. So after this, only one is left, that cron that we can use. So just use cron. So let's go ahead and use the cron. So just stop the application. Cron, and to get the cron expression I can use the online tool that I have mentioned. So cron maker I can use. Let's go to this website and create the cron expression for me. So here I can schedule it. So what I want, daily, at every 1 day, every week, start time in this and generate cron expression. You can configure weekly, monthly, yearly, anything you want and generate cron expression. So this is the cron format that I have got. Detail I can see. Next schedule is 5th, Tuesday, July 9, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So this is the thing. So I can copy this and use it here. So this will be scheduled at this time. So if you application is running, this task will be executed at this cron expression that you have mentioned. Means Monday, July 8, 11:33 p.m. Okay. So just run it, and if it will see any problem in this cron expression, it will complain. Otherwise, it will be running, and when time comes, it will get executed. So it is seeing some problem. That is why it is failed. Let's see the error. Okay, initialization of bean failed. Okay, delay task. Cron expression must consist of 6 fields. Found 7 in this. Okay, so I need to remove one. So just remove this one. This is not required. Okay, so schedule this application. Run it again. So if you wish to know more about this cron, so it is again throwing some exception. So let's see what's now. For input string question mark, it is complaining about invalid scheduled method delay task for input string question mark. So just go ahead and remove this one and put it star, put star here. So this is the way how it expects, so you need to be careful about it. And let's see if it is working properly now. Yeah, it is started properly, and it is scheduled at this moment, at this cron expression. Okay, so it will trigger when this moment comes. So you can know more about cron expression by going to the link that I showed you, and you can go ahead and see about this cron by going to this, and you can know more about this, right? So support config cron sequence generator here also, what formats it takes, you can go through that. So this is about the cron. Now see, I also showed you the asynchronous task. So that comes into picture, that plays the role I showed you about the fixed rate and fixed delay. So fixed rate, what it does, so the interval that you are giving, the 1000 millisecond, it doesn't wait for the task to complete. If you are putting async annotation there, so it will trigger that task at every 1 second, no matter how much time the task is taking to complete. So just see that in action. If I give fixed rate 1000 millisecond I am giving, and it is taking 2000 millisecond, and I am annotating this task with async. Okay, and I am enabling asynchronous execution, okay, of this class. So just let's see what will it print, what you see. So the every second will get printed in this one. Okay, just go ahead and see, stop and rerun. So it is running the application, and we will see the difference. Okay, the application started properly. So 32, 33, 34. So each second we are seeing like fixed interval this. If I remove this async annotation, it will execute normally, that it will wait for the task to complete 2000, and then 2 second interval for each in each second. Okay, so this was all about scheduling the task and executing those. So I'll post this application on GitHub link on this only, and will give the link in description. And I changed this method for single method for all the configuration with the scheduled one. I'll create the separate methods, separate tasks, and give the example of every each one, and you can play around that also. So I'll post the program here only, that you can play around. So if you found any issue in executing that, let me know. So see you in another next video. Till next time, bye bye.